Hello everyone, welcome to Nani Live. It's such a great honor to be here, to be live once again. This is our first live talk meetup over Instagram for the year 2023. So let me take this opportunity while it's still early and acceptable to say a happy new year to you all. I hope you're doing great and that, the entry to the year, it's been exciting. You're all positive and looking forward to an amazing experience, an amazing year. So welcome on board. And yeah, this is Nani Live. We are having a conversation, launching our theme for the month, which is about values. And I am so looking forward to having an engaging conversation with you guys, just sharing my perspective about values as well as a bit of experience with this topic. And I will tell you why we had to pick this topic to be the theme for January. It's the beginning of a new season, it's a new year. And by the way, I hope you are, you're all expectant. It's beautiful to start something new. Always beautiful. I don't know about you, but when I'm starting something new, it's always exciting. It's mixed with emotions because you don't know what's next. But just for the sake of it, the newness, just think about when you buy a new shoe, when you buy something new, when you get a new hairstyle, or you dye your hair, or when you start a new book, you start a new course. Anything new feels exciting because there's in as much as there's so much of unknown, but it's just that thing that comes with newness. So I hope whatever you have been through before, maybe it might not be very encouraging. Don't despair. Okay, tell yourself that it's going to be all right, and that blessings are ahead of you, and that this new beginning, new season, new month, new year, it's gonna be different for you. Okay, so just tell yourself that every day, no matter how it looks like, just tell it to yourself. Okay, be expectant of something good, something new, just because it's a new season. Okay, so I just thought I should just have this encouragement, or rather sharing this positive energy with you, and just try to apply it and see where it will take you. So I don't know what hour of the day in your end, but here it's 8 p.m. in East African time, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I'm here to launch the theme. If it's your first time, welcome to Nani. This is a Pan-African organization that is all about human capital development, and our areas are around leadership development, career or professional development, personal development, and business development. So we want you to be the best that you can be, and in any area of your life. So our programs, our interventions, all that we do is all around that, because we believe that there is a great, something wonderful, magical, something amazing in each one of us. And we want to seek that. We want to seek the good in everyone and amplify that and see what that can happen, what that can be, where can that take you. So again, welcome. And so I'm just here to talk about our theme for the month, and it's January. It's about values, personal values, core values. You might have heard about this over and over. So maybe it's something, it's a very common concept. Maybe for some it's new. So I want to kind of just, raise a conversation. And my question today is, what's most important? What is the most important thing to you? Okay, so I know the word value is very basic, and think about any worth, like worth of something. Okay, if I ask you how much does this cost, I want to know the worth of it. Okay, I want to know the value of it. Okay, and so different things. Some things look expensive, but maybe they're not. Some things are very valuable, but they're not as expensive as how they're valuable. So that goes to even ourselves, you know, how we view ourselves, how we value ourselves, and that can tell a lot, you know, with regards to how much value we place on ourselves, how we treat ourselves, and as a result, how others treat us. Okay, so it goes around. It's more than just saying I have my core values like honesty or integrity or I don't know, family first and things like that. Okay, the things that define you. It's more than just having a list of them and, you know, principles that guide you. It's more to understanding that, to really seeing yourself really, you know, in terms of your decisions, your priorities, and everything that you do, you think, you know, it has to kind of match with that. So this is what we are going to be talking over, you know, and why are we having this in this month? It's because so many times, you know, life can happen and we tend to forget our root, like where we're rooted, like where you're grounded. Okay, so the world is changing every day, you know, generations are changing. I don't know where we are now. Is it Generation Z? Probably another generation will come, millennials, baby boomers, all that, and everything is like changing fast, you know. So before you know it, it's like cultures are changing, the way we work, the way we do things. So it's so hard at times to really find your root. It's so hard to find where you can be grounded, and here is where values come. Okay, so we hope that in as much as January, February, March, all the way to December might bring a lot of changes in your life, a lot of challenges that might, you know, take you here and there, like this strong wind, try to, you know, shake you a bit here and there. We hope that you can find, you know, your strong pole within your core, if that makes any sense. And that is only because of your ability to identify the things that really ground you, the things that will define you no matter what, things that will have you stand still when everything is shaken about you, the things that are not negotiable about you. Okay, the things that hold you true when everything else seems like a lie, sounds like a lie, even yourself, you feel like, oh my God, am I really, you know, we want you to get to your core and find yourself, you know, some stability. And that can only be possible through values, okay? And now when it comes to values, at Mimi Nani we do sessions about personal values. It's very important part of self-awareness, you know, where we take participants through a process of coming up with their own personal values, because we understand how important that is. But then we do multiple exercises and we deal with different target groups. So we can have younger people who are like teenagers, and then we'll have older people. So one of the exercises that we give them when it comes to personal values, we want to know what is most important to them, and we ask them in various questions, you know. And this question can go back to you. Think about yourself when you're a teenager, right? What was the most important thing to you? What are the things that you valued most? If you can go back in time, probably it was more of material, and okay, maybe it could be the same now, but at least, you know, we get different interesting responses when it's a younger generation, like much younger generation, like teenagers or more towards kids. So, you know, when I interact with children as well, when you ask them the things they love the most, things they value the most. So it's more around the things that, you know, their desires, the things they love to spend time. It's more of material things. Some will want money, some will want like clothes. You know, they want to be surrounded with the things. And then you'll have, some will have friends, That means people around them and things like that. And then when I engage more of adults, you'll find that they go around things like things that they're passionate about, or someone will go like, I value my personal time more than, more than anything, or my relationship with God, or, there are things that they're not really, I would say, tangible, but they're well, they're quite different compared to these younger people. And so, and everyone, for a younger person, that is what their values are, because those are the things that they hold dear. That is what's most important to them. That is in their world, in their stage, in their age, that's okay, right? And sometimes those things can be negative, think about maybe when you're probably young and naive, probably you had things that you valued so much but were not really important, or not really I would say worth it, in terms of value. Okay, so let's say maybe you valued maybe to dress in a certain style, and now you're like, what was I thinking then? It wasn't even a proper dressing, but at that time, that is what you cared about, probably how you looked like. But now you probably are not in that position anymore. So all I'm saying is, you can have, a list of your most important things, the things that you value and cherish a lot, okay, based on your reasons, which are valid. And that's okay, because values are very personal. Values are very subjective, okay? When it comes to you as a person, you have the room, you have the freedom to choose to prioritize the things you think that are so dear to you, even if they're not important to other people, even if they're not, I would say, maybe worth it to other people, even if they're not sometimes morally appropriate to other people, things like that, okay? That's because it's you. But I want you to think, to go beyond yourself, okay? I want you to go beyond yourself. If you're in a classroom, okay, I think all of you, maybe majority of you, have been in situations where you're in a group, you're in a classroom, or you're in a congregation, whatever it is. But just think, when you're in a classroom, I'm referring to classroom because it's a learning environment. You have to collaborate, you have to share, you have to work together. So if I put you in a classroom of your friends and you're learning something, and I ask you to come up with values that will help you to have that collaborative learning throughout the year, I think all of you will choose common things. You will put your differences, your personal differences aside, your personal preferences aside, even those sometimes selfish things that you would prioritize. You would put them aside and think of a common thing, right? Common thing that identifies you, so that you can have a peaceful conversation or peaceful interaction. You would choose things that will help you to collaborate more. So those would be the kind of values that all of you would want to come up with, Even if you kind of disagree, maybe some of you might not like to work alone. You might not like to work in groups, but you might agree with everybody because, you're willing to sacrifice for the greater good of all of you. And that can apply to maybe if a family comes together and decides this is going to be our values, these are going to be our values. So it's something that is going to be shared, something that will bring harmony, something that will bring that environment of peace and things like that, okay? So you will kind of sacrifice and let your personal or your individualistic character, from coming out, okay? So you'll find a balance. And I want to bring that kind of scenario to you as a person, okay? As you are thinking or reviewing your personal values, especially for this year of 2023, I want you to get out of your shell. I want you to attempt to try to get out of your shell, okay? I know if I ask you what is most important to you, it's okay. Start with listing that, you know. You can list all that matters to you right now. Okay? Anything that matters to you, okay? And then the next step is about looking at all that matters to you and think about, you know, how worth is that thing? How worth it? Okay? Is it something that has a greater good? Okay, is that something that, you know, brings harmony not just to you but even to the ecosystem around you? Okay, so I'll give an example. If let's say you value, maybe, you know, you value money, and when I say you value, you don't just say, you know, what's most important because it's something you need, but you have to think of the things that you think about all the time. Okay, you have to think about how you make decisions. Do you think about those things? Do those things come to your mind whenever you have a major decision to make? Okay, think about your actions, your day to day, the things that keep happening, or the things that keep popping in your conversations, in your thoughts. Those are the most important things to you. Those are the things that matter to you. Okay, you might not really being heard talking about them, but it can be all over your actions. It can be all over your priorities. So those are your values right now. Those are the things that you really, really value. They might not be appropriate. Let me give you an example. Probably you have, you know, you cannot sleep without smoking a cigarette. Okay, you cannot go to bed without smoking a cigarette. When you are not smoking, you are probably thinking about smoking. Okay, when you're somewhere where, you know, it's about you feeling good about smoking. Okay, that is what you value. Okay, that is what you value. If it's about a decision where you have to maybe smoke or not smoke, you will go for smoking. So that means, you know, and again, for others, or maybe even for your health, that might not be a good thing, but to you, you can live without it, you know. So it already defines you, and that is your value. Okay, you have placed much more importance to that, consciously or subconsciously, you know. So I want you to, in as much as you list all of that, the things that matter to you the most, that you find yourself doing them over and over. Your parents might have stressed all your life that education is the most important thing to you, but you're like, no, I don't value education. I don't value learning at all. Then, you know, everybody else can say education is valuable, it's the most important thing, but if to you, you have never regarded it that way, you've been to school, but still you don't, it's not in you to learn, it's not in you to stretch your mind, it's not in you to improve your thinking, it's not in you at all to appreciate knowledge, insights, then knowledge is not your value, education is not your value. So please stop saying that it's your value. I hope you get me, right? So make a list and be very honest. What things revolve around you? What things have more value in your life? Is it money? Is it some habits? Is it some, could be actions, it could be behaviors, it could be thoughts. And the next thing that you can then do is to look at that value, that list of values or things that are revolving around you, and be very honest. What are the things that if you told them to somebody else, maybe, or if you're in a classroom, if you're in a family meeting, if you're in a classroom, maybe, you know, at least 2-3 people would not go with you, would not have a common thing with that, you know. Maybe it's not morally acceptable. Maybe it's not healthy to you, you know. It's not beneficial to you. It's not progressive to you. It does not really, really ground you when you're shaken. Maybe that is something you need to let go. Maybe you had placed a wrong value to that, and you need to kind of, you know what, you were worth $10,000, but today I am gonna give you $1 off my list. Bye-bye. And then remain with only those things that you know, you really, really want them to define you, okay? You want them to be your description, your identity. You want those things to really define your decisions. Wow, I'm already out of time. But I'm like all fired up about this. But I hope that makes sense to somebody, because I want these talks to kind of not just trigger a thought or, you know, to provoke you, but rather to kind of get you to action, you know, to really, really get to the how and to do something and make a little bit of transformation in your life, you know. So I hope you find this useful. And then the next thing would be, you know, to get out of yourself. Because sometimes the things we value, the things that we appreciate, or the things that we hold dear to us is because we have experienced them all our lives, you know. You probably love something. You have a passion for something because you've been doing that all your life. Since your childhood, that's the only thing you know. So it could be wrong, but you're still doing it. You value it highly because it's something you've been doing. So it's high time to say goodbye to those things that, you know, you've placed high value, but they're no longer valuable. You don't want to be associated with those things. And then also, this is high time to start adopting some new values, the things that you know, or you have noticed, or you admire in people, you know, and you want to really have them as a part of you. New habits that you want to adopt. You're like, you know what, I'm always late to do anything, but today I really appreciate people who are up on time, who wake up early, who accomplish their things early. It's so healthy and something like that. So I'm gonna make, you know, my new value, time management, to be my new value. I've been disappointing people a lot because all my life I've been late. Now I want to be on time, to adopt this you know, this early thing. So that becomes your new value. It's never been a part of you. It's gonna be hard to adopt it, but over time it's gonna be a part of you. And when people are asked to speak about you, it's gonna be vivid, you know. It's gonna be in your decision making, it's gonna be in your conversation, it's gonna be in your thoughts. So the more you practice that value, it becomes a part of you. So while values can change, you can drop them, you can leave, you know, you can adopt them. I hope you get to learn to come up with a few values, which will be now our next talk next week, about core values. You need to be very intentional, very, very intentional, purposeful, and selective. So we want you to come up with a few things that you want for 2023 to truly, truly ground you, to truly define you. So, and those things, let those fewer values be your anchor, you know. Let those values be your principles, and let those values be non-negotiables for you, you know. So whatever it will be, whatever there will be, let them be real for you. Let them define you. Let them be a part of you. So I hope that, you know, puts us into a very good direction, and that we are excited, and that we are, you know, ready and set. So please, as you end the day tonight, please take time to sit down and reflect about your life, your childhood, your youth days, your present moment, okay? Think about the things you have placed so much value on, okay? You could come with top 10 things. It doesn't matter. Stop trying to look good. Be authentic. Be real. Come up with that list of the things that you have placed so much value in your life. Maybe they got you somewhere. Maybe they got you nowhere. It could be anything. Have that list. And then try to now reason with every item on that list. Is it worth it? Is it acceptable? Would it sound great in front of other people if they heard that that is what you value the most? if that value disappointed you, would that, would you still hold on to it? Okay, so question yourself, what needs to be taken away from that list, or what needs to be depreciated, to be reduced in terms of value, to stop defining you, and then remain with those that you want to really, really stand with, okay, that you want to remain with. And then go out of yourself and look at those things, valuable, wonderful things that are so precious, and you want them to be a part of you, that you want to adopt, that you want to learn, that you want to have them becoming. So I hope that makes sense. I would love to hear from you guys, and yeah, let's catch up next time. It was great. Happy January, happy 2023 to you all. Get your goals in place. Get your plans in place for the year. We are having a course. It's discounted, guys. It's discounted 40% off. $96 for the cohort of 2023. It's a planner course. You get to be in charge. You want December to come with your goals achieved, your goals set and goals achieved. So, go to the link in bio, go to our courses, and hope you find something that will be useful to you. So we'll do it on mid-January, 18th January. So do not miss out. It was great. Okay, and I am out of here. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.